I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only.
I never called the police on you, but now I will. It'll see you in prison. Guess what, bitch? Two hoes could play the same game, but I'm just gonna play it better. Me. But guess what, bitch? You were a wannabe. See you in jail,
let me tell you something.
Get this bitch out of here. That bitch is going down.
I don't even know how I can help her. You know, Maurice ain't that kind of attorney.
Well, Libido, you tell us what type of attorney he is, because, ho, you really thought you ate. Now, I didn't watch the video that Cancer Hunter did with Dustin Ross, but I checked out Millie Chun's review of that video, and now I'm be heading my ass on over there to check that interview out. Because one, we're gonna go ahead and get that content, and two, I'm gonna roast the shit out of you, because Cancer Hunter is literally a fucking idiot. He's a buffoon, and he thinks that he is smarter than what he really is. He is never able to answer any questions with an articulate, educated response. All he does is throw a lot of word salad in there and think that he is giving somebody something, and he's never given anything, which is why Mill called him Maurice Martin Luther King, because he always trying to give dissertations and whole ass speeches and whole ass presentations of nothing. It's a whole bunch of nothing that always comes out of his mouth. But Cancer Hunter, ho, you going down. So nobody knows who the fuck Cancer Hunter is, and this is a sign to production and Carlos King that y'all are trash and y'all not really doing y'all job. And I hate to really offend y'all, but maybe y'all should listen to some of the things that the fans are saying, and y'all would be able to cultivate your skills a little bit better instead of having bottles pushed up your ass pressed about what people's critiques of you guys are. Now, we are on season 8, I believe, and don't nobody know anything about the Cancer Hunter. Nobody knows that he's a consumer lawyer. So many people were under the impression that he was a credit repair lawyer, because if I'm not mistaken, isn't that what he said on some of these shows? So now he does an interview with Dustin Ross, and he's a consumer lawyer.
I don't even know how I can help her. You know, Maurice ain't that kind of attorney.
And thank you, Cancer Hunter, for revealing that, because people need to hear it come out of your mouth as more is revealed about the plot and the shit that you got going on behind the scenes, trying to intimidate bloggers and sue them. I think it's also interesting that one of your 2 daughters that nobody knew you fucking had, whom are a part of your 3 adult children, are also, one of them are also a part of cybersecurity. And I find that to be very, very interesting. There are a few lawyers that find that to be very interesting as well. And also, thank you for letting the people know that you deal with people's banking information, and you deal with people's background checks, and you deal with all of that information, because I do think people need it to be heard out your own mouth, because the facts still remain the same. People's banking information was subpoenaed and nobody was served. So as your pelican ball jacking ass has tried so desperately to convince people that you haven't done something that you actually did, the people get to really see over time exactly what it is and what it ain't. And those are some of the things that you guys are ultimately upset about, because people have opinions of you all that doesn't align with your facade. So like I said, considering people's passwords and banking information and all of this personal background information was able to be obtained and nobody was subpoenaed, and there are a lot of processes that has to happen before those things are even taken into place, it's just very interesting, right, that you got 2 grown people somewhere and one of them are into cybersecurity. For the most part, what I take from the small little clips that I've seen from this interview, Cancer Hunter gives absolutely nothing. To me, he's not an educated or sophisticated man. There's no qualities about him, in my opinion, that screams Black excellence. And in my opinion, he's a fraud. And it's just so crazy how he has continuously tried to convince people behind the scenes to, hey, walk away from this, don't do this, and trying to basically, in my opinion, bully them and scare them, because in some of those emails, he's basically telling people that he makes a lot of his money by suing big companies, basically insinuating that the person that he had put in a lawsuit had no chance to go up against him because all of his experience is suing big companies. That's how he make a lot of his money, and he has won a lot of those cases. That is how I took the email that he was sending. It's been 8 years on this show. Nobody knows anything about the cancer hunter other than the fact that his wife, libido, is dry, and the fact that she's a paymaster and she paid his way through school, which we don't even know anything about that in your career because you don't have any clients that we see on the show. We don't see you representing any clients outside of the show. We don't see any of your clients coming forward speaking about how great of a person you are or how great of a lawyer you are. So people have the right to assume that you are not a good fucking lawyer and you don't have shit going on. People even have the right to assume that you are not even a lawyer that could take cases like the one that you're trying to take with Miss Black Titanic, you idiot fucking fool, because those are the vibes that it gives. I mean, y'all tell me, does this look like the face of an honest man or an immature eggplant jacking coward? We've not gotten one honest word out of him since he has touched Love and Marriage Huntsville's platform, in my opinion. Starting with how him and Kimmy even got together. That's a lie they still holding on to. But y'all listen to these clips and let's laugh, because this dumb ass dude couldn't even give any type of, not legal advice, but a legal opinion of the situation that happened with Marceau. And we're going to talk about Marceau and thick ass tongue Letitia trying to say that their black business got shut down because of haters. Like, y'all are some weird ass hoes. I could have sworn just a few months ago when people reported that the fucking shit was closed down, you bitches got on fucking social media and tried to make it seem like the bloggers were lying, when in all actuality that shit was closed down and it had nothing to do with haters and everything to do with code violations, ho. This is what I mean about these people being frauds and it blowing up in their face and them looking stupid. So you're trying to say that haters are the reason why the black business was closed, even though when it was reported that the black business was closed, y'all got funky ass, stinking ass Doniva. No shade, but this is what I'm saying. Like, y'all be throwing people in y'all mix and having them look stupid and crazy as hell. But y'all got funky Doniva to go on his platform and basically say that Black was open and he was going to be there that weekend, even though bloggers were saying, even if y'all are having a party, it's just a party. Y'all opening up to have that party. Technically, it's not open consistently because people were going there that weren't fucking mellometers. You got a whole bar, lounge, restaurant that is supposed to be open a certain amount of hours, and you think people are not going to go there and patronize the business, even if they go there and patronize the business and report to bloggers that it's not open. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are haters or they are a part of a certain fan base. That could mostly mean that they went to y'all goddamn business expecting it to be open and it wasn't open. They wasted their gas and they were probably being petty and sent that information to bloggers that probably don't like y'all. But again, these people are such losers. They have no accountability to sit on this platform and say that it's because of haters. Again, y'all just look so stupid and pathetic and downright weird and evil that y'all are really trying to throw this narrative out there in the forefront and make it seem like people are so obsessed with y'all that they are going out of their way to bring y'all business down. No, people are seeing that y'all posted a picture of y'all license or y'all or something being out of date. People called and asked about it, and that's what it was. Y'all are dummies as fuck because you posted the damn picture and people had questions. How the fuck you gonna post a picture and y'all coding or whatever wasn't even up to date? So basically, because you are a black owned business and you post a picture of y'all stuff being out of date, we are not supposed to say anything because you are a black owned business. That's what these black-owned, poor-minded individuals are asking people to do. Basically, keep up with our facade. We are Black. Don't hold us to a high standard. Hold us to a very, very, very low standard and allow us to scam people and get over on people. Allow us to not do good business. Allow us to have our paperwork out of order, even though we want to sit on the platform and claim that, white people be trying to come for us and white people be trying to do this, that, and the third to us. You would think that if these are the actual facts, because I'm not saying that it's not the facts. I'm not saying that there isn't a target on people's backs. But if that's the facts, then don't you want to make sure you keep all your shit aligned and in order so you won't even have those people, the higher ups or whatever the hell, the system coming at you from weird angles and weird ways? Don't you want to make sure you are holding yourself to the highest standard so people cannot say that you are a bottom of the barrel business or you are a Black business that isn't worth this, that, and the third? That's my whole thing. Y'all keep saying that, oh, these are Black businesses, y'all are haters, this, that, and the third. So we are not, okay, so y'all think so low of yourselves. These are Black businesses. We're not supposed to have any standards for them, basically. That shit is trashy and I don't live in that world. But back to the cancer hunter and all his diabolical ping pong head activities. You're going down, bitch, because you think that you can intimidate people because you don't like their opinions and thoughts of you. And the way that you went about doing all of this was allegedly completely out of order. And in my opinion, you're a shit show of a man, just like you're a shit show of a man in bed, which is why your wife's libido is always dry. She's not attracted to you. There's nothing you got going on. And to me, you look like you hunch like a rabbit.
We're going to see any more new pursuits or new pivots professionally from you as we continue to chronicle your life on the show?
The only thing I'm going to do is do more of what I'm already doing.
Okay.
Right. I think that people don't know what type of lawyer I am. Really, they don't really know what type of law I practice, and that's funny. But it's also an issue because I practice consumer law.
How is it our fault that we don't know what type of lawyer you are and what type of fucking issue is it and why the fuck is it our issue? And that's their fucking problem, the entitlement. How is that an issue? And he just saying stupid shit. What are you talking about? It's an issue. How is it an issue? And whose issue is it? Is it your issue or our issue?
And consumer law deals with banking and finance, right? Mm-hmm. Consumer protection issues. So whether you have credit issues, whether you have finance issues, housing, it deals with housing background checks. It goes with all of it's important about information.
Yeah, something is up with this man. He's a dangerous man, in my opinion. You really got to watch the men like him that really try to keep up with this good image in this facade. Cancer Hunter, in my opinion, is an egomaniac. And anybody that doesn't feed his ego, especially moving the way that I do, really threatens him, in my opinion. And we just have to ask ourselves why. And why is it that he chose to move the way that he did when it came to this situation versus the appropriate professional legal way? Because I would assume if he had any merit to what he's saying, he would want to do it the actual right way, because there's nothing to hide behind what it is that you're doing. But in my opinion, it was a scare tactic and it was for a storyline and it was to get back at people. Because again, if you guys were following that entire story, my husband wasn't even around during that process, but he added my husband in it. And I don't even think he understands. That's really where he fucked up the hardest. And to me, that's really where he showed his hand. That's how I knew it was more personal than anything. And he actually didn't do any research and he actually knows nothing about what he's talking about. And if anything, he's doing the research after the fact. And now it's probably a little too late. But y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Y'all keep watching this ping pong head and all his bullshit. And I don't know, y'all. He sounds stupid.
Legally, what can Marceau do? What are his options there? Like, what's your take on that from a legal perspective, Maurice?
From a legal perspective, you guys will probably see in the future that well, I don't know if you guys are going to see it in the future, but that situation gets solved.
Okay.
And oftentimes, you have to get involved from a legal perspective, right? And it's good to say that that got figured out. And I don't know if they're going to show who figured it out, but yeah, that got figured out. Yeah, that got figured out. Yeah, that got figured out. Yeah, that got figured out.
Hey, good afternoon. Happy Monday to you guys. Well, I'm actually here to address something that's very serious. I've recently run across a blogger who's been putting false information out there, and I wanted to make sure that no one is misled by this information. First of all, my name is Maurice Scott, Maurice Jefferson Scott, Sr. And if you're going to do research on a Maurice Scott, make sure that you're researching the right person. I'm Maurice Jefferson Scott. I do not have a criminal history. I've never been arrested. I don't have anything more than a citation or a traffic ticket. That's the most I have. Citations and or traffic tickets. That's the very most. Never been in handcuffs. My reputation is something that I'm very, very proud of. And I'm going to defend it. The second thing is, I think that we really need to separate some of this reality television from reality. Okay. And there's an issue that sometimes if we don't see it on reality television, then it's not real. However, I'm an active practicing lawyer. So I'm not going to play about my law license. That's another thing that I'm very proud of. It took me a lot of hard work. Graduated valedictorian in my class and passed the bar first time with flying colors. So not only am I an active practicing lawyer, I have multiple cases. And it's not just in Alabama. I have cases that are co-counseled in other jurisdictions. That's states as well. Okay. So just want to make sure that you guys understand I'm going to protect both of those. So this is one of the things that I want to encourage like bloggers to do. Do a little better research before you attach someone's name to a criminal history. It's very important that you do your homework. It's actually reckless and dangerous if you don't. Some of the allegations were extremely, extremely dangerous. Attaching my person to that criminal enterprise puts not just me at danger, because there may be other people that were involved that think that now I'm that target. So it's not just me that you might put in danger. You might also put my family in danger. So this is something that's very, very serious to me. Even further, I normally don't get on social media and go back and forth with bloggers or try to correct narratives or whatever. But sometimes when, we can't separate reality from reality television and lines that get crossed, then I'll actually step in and address this. So in closing, I'm very, very proud of my reputation. And I spoke to Carlos King earlier today. And you know what? Carlos said, maybe before you just actively just sue them, how about you give them an opportunity to retract their statement? And I'm going to go even one further, right? Because that's actually a good idea. Being in this business for as long as Carlos has been in the business, he's seen all kind of, stories and narratives and everything else. But I'm going to go one further and give you an opportunity to retract. And I want a public apology for those two situations. Anyone that's speaking negatively about those two situations, I'll give you 10 days. Take the stuff down. And I want a public apology behind it because it's false information and you could have done a much better job. And it was called into question many a times on your own post. It was called into question the accuracy of the information and you recklessly disregarded that information. You also posted it multiple times and you shared the information as if it was true. What I will tell you is this. I'm very, very serious about this, and you will find yourself on the opposite side of a lawsuit, and you'll know that not only am I an attorney, I'm a good one.
Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. 'Cause the love you give, you can't
Change your
be
purpose.
replaced.
It's not. It's
That's why I'm mine.